As you might have guessed, like most people on the planet, I am a Friends fan. When the reunion dropped, I watched the trailer, you guys watched it with me. I have to say, my expectations were completely blown away. To express to you the extent to which I enjoyed the Friends reunion episode, I have notes here that I wrote right after I watched it while I watched the first season of Friends again, because I just had to get more of it. I don't know how to start with this other than my personal experience with Friends. Friends existed for pretty much my entire life. While I didn't watch the show while it was on the air, I remember watching the episode where Chandler and Monica are trying to have a baby at the hospital when Rachel is giving birth to Emma. And I remember watching that and being like, I love these two characters, which funnily enough, they came to be my two favorite characters. And from that moment, I couldn't wait to like fully watch the show. Sometime in college, I started to watch the series fully, each episode back to back on Netflix. Remember those days when Friends was on Netflix? And I just fell in love with the show completely. The reunion special expresses this, that Friends is such a comfort show for people. It is a show that people go back to because that's what those 6 actors and this show, which is so special, truly so special, was able to bring to people, was a sense of you're the 7th friend. You're with them through all their experiences, good and bad, their hardships, their triumphs, their relationships, their breakups. Everything in that show, even just the stupid stuff they do, makes you feel like you have someone that's gonna be there for you. The special specifically touched on everything we loved about Friends. The feeling of not being alone, the different references that the show makes of itself and that the special reprioritizes, guest stars, and even getting to see these 6 original actors revisit the sets was such a emotional experience and such a fun thing to do. You can tell how much of an impact this show had, not only on all our lives, but on the actors themselves because of Matt LeBlanc's constant reference to different things he did on set or what kind of news in their personal life they found out on that set, which very much mirrors the relationship a fan has, that they remember where they were when Ross and Rachel kissed for the first time, or when Monica and Chandler hooked up, or they remember certain personal experiences that are attached to these fictionalized events the same way that the actors did. I absolutely loved that the special was able to touch on that without feeling too much like it was patting itself on the back, because it definitely felt like it was trying to thank fans and everyone involved with the creation of the show more so than it was saying, these are what all these actors have gone on to do since, and this is blah, 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 blah. All the actors, I feel, were very humble in being able to say, this is what made me, I'm coming back to do this 100%. And I just really appreciated that. One thing I do want to touch on is the fact that for some Friends fans, they may have felt like they knew a lot of the behind the scenes information, but if you don't and you watch the reunion and you loved hearing the stories from Marta Kaufman and David Crane, this is a book that you really need to check out. Kelsey Miller wrote a book called I'll Be There For You, the one about Friends. So it is all about behind the scenes information, how all the actors sign on to the cast, the network negotiations of how long the show would stay on the air, and different topics that were discussed within the show. If you liked the behind the scenes information but want more, this book goes into so much more detail, has a ton of references if you want to do more reading about it. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this book for any Friends fan who just wants to know more. I also think if you're an NBC fanatic like I am, and you just really like sitcoms and knowing about network negotiations and things like that, this is also a really interesting read just to see how those kind of things are handled and how much money actually gets paid for a show. To me, we all watch things on television or we watch movies to connect to other people in different ways, and when a show is as popular as Friends, you just have an instant connection with someone, I think, and have something to talk about. The reunion made use of a lot of blooper reels and a lot of things that I don't know if they were ever shown off before, especially in the context of what they were saying. Like when they're talking about the scene where Matt LeBlanc dislocated his shoulder by trying to beat Chandler to the chair in the one where no one's ready. You get to see each of those takes, understand what the set atmosphere was like, and also see in real time what happened as they tell the story, which is just really refreshing to hear it from the cast themselves and then see it happen. So I think the reunion did a great job of making it feel new, and I also really appreciate the fact that they put the focus not on the celebrity guest stars who came and gave their testimonials about Friends, but really focused on the people like the Geller parents and the actors who play them, getting to give them a shout out, and Janice and Joey's identical hand twin, and Richard came back, and all of these different things that I think Friends fans really wanted to see more so than James Corden interviewing them, which I do think, for as big of a personality as James Corden is, I think they did a great job of underplaying his personality and only using it when it was fitting with his interactions with the cast. And I also think he's a great interviewer. I think he made the cast feel really comfortable and ask maybe not hard-hitting questions, but questions that fans want to know the answers to that maybe, they've skirted away from over the years. If the finale to Friends was the perfect end to a 10-year-long sitcom about the time in your life when your friends are your family, the reunion is the perfect way to celebrate the legacy that show has left us and to thank the fans worldwide for their support and continued admiration for the series. I think the reunion provides just as much comfort and nostalgia as the actual series does itself, maybe even more so, just because it is actually acknowledging the impact that the show has. Just as it was back in 1994 when it first airs, Friends and the reunion of Friends proves just how universal the experiences of the characters. I genuinely do feel like a show like Friends is a once-in-a-lifetime show. I'm not saying it's the best sitcom ever. I don't want to get into debates about technicalities of the show or if the writing is the best. What I think television is supposed to accomplish is making people feel connected, whether it is to the characters, to someone else in their life, or just feeling like they're not alone. If the reunion has a thesis, it's that Friends is always going to be there for you, no matter what. No matter what point in your life you're at, no matter who you are, Friends is going to be something that will consistently, universally, forever provide you comfort, because no matter where you are in life, those 6 friends are always going to be there for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate you sticking with me and letting me try out this slightly different format. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in my very next video. Bye, guys. I just want to show off a little bit of my Friends fandom, just in case I don't have enough credibility or ethos to be telling you how the reunion was. My Monica Pop Funko. I got my Chandler one at my apartment, but this is my Monica one. Look at her in all her glory. I also have a boxed version of season 2. I would love to get all of them boxed, but I don't know what format. I got this at a Goodwill, actually, in my second or third YouTube video ever. It's a thrift vlog. I'll card it up above. I then also have this random Christmas gift that my family got me, and it is a bunch of Friends trivia. I love trivia. If you ever wanted to play an actual game like they do on the show and in the reunion, which I love that they brought back, and then I even have a little Central Perk coffee cup chapstick. That doesn't explain to you how much I love this series. I don't know what will. Okay, bye for real this time.